Good morning, guys, and welcome back to my channel. So yesterday I had told you on Instagram that I was going to be uploading this video, but yesterday my film editing software actually crashed, so I ended up having to re-download and reinstall my software, which means I lost my video that I had been working on. So today I decided to redo it for you guys once I had had a good night's sleep and gotten all energized again. However, today I'm just going to give you the short and sweet, sort of the quick and dirty version of yesterday's video. And today's video is a declutter of my Black Opium perfumes. So currently I do have 4 Black Opium perfumes in my collection, as well as a travel spray. And many of you guys already know, but if you're new here, I'll let you know. I am on a mission to refine my perfume collection and ultimately discover my 25 or 30 perfumes for life. So this is an ongoing process for me. I definitely don't feel like I need 4 Black Opium perfumes. I have recently discovered the Illicit green, and that is my new favorite. And today I want to take you through and definitely declutter at least 1, but maybe 2 of my fragrances from my collection. So if you're interested in that, then stay tuned. And I also wanted to say that from this point going forward with my collection, I don't want to look at these as declutters or trying to get down to a certain number or anything like that. I want to look at it as a refinement. This whole process is ultimately a refinement for me. And I think that refinement is important no matter what area of your life you're looking at, whether it's your clothing, your shoes, your handbags, your makeup, your skincare, because when you have fewer, better items that simply work for you, it makes your life so much more simple and easy, and you ultimately get so much more joy and use out of your items, and you also end up saving a lot of money once you figure out what works for you, what your favorites are. And that's sort of what I'm trying to do here with my perfumes. I don't want to be overwhelmed when I look at my collection. I'm a normal girl and I just want a normal perfume collection, but I'm trying to figure out what those top perfumes are. So yeah, if you guys are interested in coming along with me for this journey, then definitely head on down and hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Also, feel free to head on over and follow me on Instagram. And with that out of the way, let's get started in today's Black Opium perfume collection declutter. Okay guys, so why don't I go through them one by one first, tell you what some of the notes are, what I like about them, and then at the end I will share with you which ones I'm going to be decluttering. So I do apologize for the lighting. It is a really rainy, dark day today, and I do use natural light when I film, so if it looks a little bit dark today, that is why. So the first one that I have here is the original Black Opium. This is just the OG, and I do have to tell you guys, as you know, if you already watch my channel, I really, really love the Black Opium perfumes. I love the whole coffee, vanilla, sweet aspect of it. So this one is just the original Black Opium. This one has notes of pear, pink pepper, orange blossom, coffee, jasmine, bitter almond, licorice, vanilla, patchouli, cedar, and cashmere wood. So this one is quite simple. This one, I think, for me, has sort of graduated into the grab and go anytime, anywhere. It's almost more of a casual perfume for me now. I think that when it first came out, it used to be more of a nighttime perfume, but I think because so many people have it, and I don't know, for me, I could just wear this anytime, anywhere during the day, especially in the fall and the winter. I find it very, very pleasant. This one is a really easy grab and go for me. As you can see, there is a little bit missing from the bottle, so I have been using this. I really, really enjoy it, and yeah, longevity on this is not incredible. It doesn't last for a super long time on my skin. On my clothing, it will last a little bit longer. However, I will tell you at the end, I'll compare the longevity of all of them, and I'll tell you which ones this one actually lasted longer than, which was really surprising to me. So the next one is the Black Opium Extreme, and it comes in this dark, sort of not really see-through bottle. I don't even think you can see through it if you hold it up to candles. So this one is not see-through, and I really like the bottle of this. I actually had a sample of this one and I wore through it, and I liked it so much that I ended up getting a large bottle. So this was last fall, I believe. And this one is very similar to the original, but this one isn't quite as complex, and it's a little bit richer and darker and more powdery, and it has like a soft, spicy accord to it. So there's coffee, cacao, jasmine, orange blossom, vanilla, and patchouli. So it's that cacao in there that gives it sort of this soft, spicy, powdery warmth that's in here. And I really, really like this one. I do find it to be better for the fall and the winter because it is a little bit heavier, it's a little bit deeper, it's a little sort of richer. It doesn't have that like sweet pear vanilla coffee component that the original one has. It still has a sweetness to it, but it's not nearly as sweet as the original, which I think some people really like. Longevity for this one, I would say it lasts a little bit longer than the original, but it's not like crazy long lasting. But yeah, if I put this one all over my sweater, my clothes, my jacket, I will be able to smell this for a couple of days. Admittedly, you guys, I thought this was going to be my favorite new black opium, and it has actually ended up being my least favorite out of all the ones I have, which is very strange. When I first got it, I thought that it was definitely my new favorite, but just goes to show how much your taste can change over time. So that one is the Black Opium Extreme, and let's move on to the next one. So the next one is the Black Opium Nuit Blanche. Now this one is discontinued, and I was lucky enough to get a bottle before they all kind of came off of the shelves. You can still get a bottle of this if you look on discount websites. The wonderful thing about the perfume discount websites is that sometimes these discontinued bottles will pop up again after a while. I don't know why or how they do it, but you can often find discontinued and very hard to find perfumes on those discount websites. So I have a bit of a problem with, okay, so let's start out with what this smells like. So the notes that you have in the Nuit Blanche are rice, anise, bourbon pepper, coffee, orange blossom, coriander, peony, vanilla, milk, caramel, sandalwood, and white musk. And this one has a really beautiful shiny bottle. It also has the metallic looking cap, which is different from all of the other black opiums, I believe. I don't think any of the other ones have the metallic cap. So this one looks a little bit dressier, a little bit fancier. And this is the one that had become my new favorite black opium. I liked this better than the original. I liked this better than the extreme. This is kind of like, has been my favorite black opium up until actually yesterday when I was filming you guys. I'll tell you my revelations at the end, but I realized something about this fragrance. Okay, this is incredible, you guys. It really, really is incredible. I have a feeling I'm going to end up being very indecisive again today. Yesterday in my video, thank goodness I had to refilm because I was so indecisive. I'll talk more about that in a moment. But this fragrance smells so good, you guys. This is slightly spicy. It has this ever so slightly spicy touch from the anise and the black pepper and also the coriander. It also has this milkiness because there is that rice note in here. There's also that milky note. It has the caramel. It's very sweet, and at the same time it still smells like your original black opium. But it's richer, it's deeper, it's darker. It is delicious. It is absolutely delicious, you guys. Why they would discontinue this, I don't know. And I have a bit of a weird complex, I guess you can call it, where I don't really want perfumes in my collection that I cannot get again. Because in my opinion, it's sort of like a relationship that's doomed to fail. Eventually, it's going to get to a point where I cannot find it again. And that's really scary. However, a lot of the other fragrances that aren't discontinued are always being reformulated. So there's always that risk that your favorite perfume will one day be reformulated or whatever. So really that's maybe not the best rationale for not keeping a fragrance, but it does kind of bother me that what if I use this up? What if I love it and then I cannot find it again? That kind of bothers me a little bit. So comment down below and let me know, you guys, what would you do if you had a perfume that was discontinued and you could never get it again? Do you keep it, use it, love it, enjoy it? Or do you pass it on because you don't want to be heartbroken later? That's kind of where I'm struggling with my Nuit Blanche. Now, that being said, I do have other backup bottles of perfumes, but I have like multiples, or I have backups of perfumes that aren't really discontinued. So yeah, my question I'm asking myself is this one worth keeping, knowing I'm going to have to like go ahead and buy like 2 backup bottles or 3 backup bottles right now, just so that I can keep it in my collection. So the next and my final black opium in my collection is the Black Opium Illicit Green. So I started out with a travel size of this one, which is the newest one, which was released earlier this year. And I loved it so much that I ended up getting a full bottle. And actually, it was Fragrance By who sent me this bottle. So I was really, really grateful for that. I do want a large bottle though. This is just a little 30 ml that they sent me, and it's tiny, especially in comparison to the 50 ml bottle. It just looks really, really small. So I definitely will be getting a larger bottle of the Illicit Green. This is my new favorite black opium. There, I said it. This is my new favorite black opium. So this one opens with pear, fig leaf, green mandarin, fig, jasmine, orange blossom, bourbon vanilla, coffee, and patchouli. So the difference in this one compared to the other ones is that this one is a little bit lighter and sweeter and fruitier. It does have the addition of the green mandarin, which the other ones don't. This one also has the addition of a fig leaf and fig, which gives it this sort of creamy, sweet, green, milky quality. This is kind of like summertime version of black opium if there ever was one. And then you still have that delicious bourbon vanilla and coffee. So this is primarily a sweet, fruity, figgy, vanilla fragrance with also those beautiful white flowers in the background. So it's very similar to the original black opium. When I compare them all separately, I don't pick up on all those little differences. But yesterday while I was filming, I actually started to notice very, very significant differences between all of them, and also differences in the longevity, and I'm going to talk about that in a moment. Okay, and I love this fragrance. I absolutely love it. It is very similar to the original black opium, but this one is, like I said, a little bit creamier, greener, and a little brighter. I don't think it's bright enough that it makes it like daytime. I still think I would wear this in the evening. This one I would say is my new favorite black opium, but I do also have to say that now that I've tried them all on the same day, which was yesterday, I have noticed distinct differences between them. It smells so good, and that is making it even harder for me to decide exactly what I want to do. So this one's delicious. Again, the longevity with this is about moderate. It's not going to last for days and days, but it's not super weak. So that one is the Illicit green. So you guys, I'm going to do the same thing I did yesterday, which was sit here and have a coffee and chat with you real quick before I make my decluttering decision. I wanted to talk to you real quick about how much I've noticed that my ability to declutter is getting worse and worse. In the beginning on my channel, I was very, very cutthroat, as you know. In fact, I've had people refer to my channel as almost a roller coaster, which is, by the way, not how I want to be viewed. I live very much the rest of my life as a minimalist. I don't hoard things. I don't have multiples of things. The rest of my house is immaculately clean, and I don't keep things around. If things aren't serving me, they go. If things are performing the same job as other things, one of those things will go. I'm very, very good at decluttering, minimizing, simplifying. That's just like ingrained in my bones. However, when it's come to perfume, you guys, I'm having a really hard time making decisions about what I want to let go of. When I first started my channel, I was so good at decluttering perfumes. If I didn't like something, it went. If it was a multiple, it went. For example, I would never have this many black opiums. Like that would be the day, you know? And lately I find that I have been struggling with coming to terms with declutters. Like I'm already struggling looking at all these because I see the differences in them, and technically you could keep all of them because there are differences in the fragrances. But I don't want that. I still don't want that. I'm never going to get through all these perfumes, you guys. For somebody who loves fragrance, I don't wear perfume every single day. Believe it or not, I don't even wear perfume every single day. I have friends who put their perfume on twice a day, every day. And they say, oh, well, you should just start doing that. Just like choose one for the morning and then choose one for the afternoon. And then I'm not going to do that, you guys. When I'm at home in my pajamas, cleaning, cooking, doing laundry, nobody's around, I'm not wearing perfume. I'm just not. And I think in today's culture, it's very odd to see people decluttering. It's more common to see people amassing huge amounts of stuff.
We are in my purse closet. This is pretty much where I keep all my purses.
I have received a little bit of negative feedback when I would declutter. People would say things like, I mean, not very many people, but there's the odd like negative Nancy who would say something like, oh, you said you love that perfume and now you're letting it go. And I think all perfume reviewers to a degree get that. I'm sure we all do. Thumbs up if you're a reviewer and you understand. You know, if you talk about a perfume and you say that it's really good and you like it and then you declutter it, people start to think, oh, well, can I trust what they say? And here's the thing, you guys, none of us, I don't think, are here to sell you something. I mean, maybe some are, but I'm not here to sell you something. I'm literally just going through a journey of curating my perfect perfume collection. And sometimes I make quick decisions, sometimes I make bad decisions, sometimes I make the wrong decision, sometimes I make a decision and regret it. My point in talking about all of this is that I am trying to really get good at being minimal again with my perfumes. I have to. I just have to do it for my sanity. I have to do it for me. I said I wasn't going to do a declutter for a year because I wanted to take my time with my perfumes, make sure that I knew before I let them go that I didn't need them anymore. That was the whole point. That was the whole premise of not doing the declutter. It wasn't because I was trying to prove a point or show that I could wait or any stupid thing like that. No, this is my channel. If I want to declutter, I'll declutter. The whole reason behind not decluttering for a year was so that I could be absolutely sure before I let something go if it was not working for me, so that I didn't regret it later. That was the whole point. So you guys are going to see as we go, there are going to be perfumes that I'm pretty sure about. But yeah, with that all out of the way, those are my thoughts. This is actually getting difficult for me to do. I'm actually starting to have difficulty deciding what I want to keep and what I want to let go of. I've become a little bit concerned about, I don't want to disappoint people. I don't want people to think anything negatively, whatever, but I just have to do what's right for me. So yeah, with all that said, let's go through these 4 perfumes and see if we cannot find one to let go of. Okay guys, so I think it was pretty apparent when I was talking about the perfumes individually which one my least favorite was, and that was the Extreme, which is really interesting to me because when I first got it, I thought it was going to be my new favorite Black Opium because it was so different, so rich, and just delicious. I mean, it's delicious. There's nothing wrong with it, but like I said, you guys, I don't need 4 Black Opiums in my collection. It already takes me forever to go through a bottle. They're going to go bad if I just keep amassing and don't pass some of them on. And perfumes do have a shelf life after you open them, once they're sitting out, once they've been exposed to oxygen. By the way, oxygen is your perfume's worst enemy. The more oxygen that's in the bottle, the faster it is going to go bad. So this one is about 20% missing, which means this one is my one most likely to go bad out of all of these ones. And it's also one of the older ones I have. So if I don't start wearing some of these perfumes, they are going to go bad. I'm going to pass this one on, and I already have found a home for this one actually because I kind of knew for a while now that this one was going to be the one to go. So this one does have a home. Okay, so when it comes to these other 3, you guys, like I said, the Illicit Green is kind of my new favorite, my new love. However, the interesting thing is this one is also bright. It's quite bright. And it's a little bit fruitier and greener and more like almost daytime appropriate. I don't think it is daytime appropriate, but it's almost daytime appropriate compared to the other 2. Like I said, if any of these was going to be like a nighttime clubby, I'm going to a lounge, I'm wearing a little black dress or a little gold dress or something, and I want to feel super sexy and seductive, I would choose the Nuit Blanche. The trouble with the Nuit Blanche is that, as I said, it is discontinued. I don't necessarily want to go and spend $300 buying backup bottles of this just so that it's there. Is it worth it for me to do that? It was worth it for me to do that with Miss Dior because Miss Dior is my all-time favorite perfume ever. So that's why I have like 4 bottles of Miss Dior, but this one isn't my all-time favorite perfume ever, so I don't know if it's worth it to me to start hoarding backup bottles of this. I don't think it's worth it to me. The other thing about this one is yesterday I wore all 3 of these perfumes, and guess which one had the worst longevity, which I've never noticed before. It was the Nuit Blanche. Not that it really matters because they all are not beasts. None of them are beasts. They will give me about, they'll give me about 6-7 hours on my skin before they're super, super soft and I have to reapply. But that being said, these 2, the Illicit Green and the original, were strong on my skin compared to the Nuit Blanche at about that 5-6 hour mark. These 2 were so much stronger. I couldn't believe it, especially since the Nuit Blanche has all those spices and the milkiness. I thought it would last a lot longer, and my perception in the past was that this one actually lasted longer than it does. The other thing about the original is that the original for me has become such an easy grab and go. Like I told you guys, this one no longer for me is like that nighttime boozy, sexy. I don't reserve it for that. I have other perfumes that I like if it's a nighttime going out. I have other like late night perfumes that I would choose over this one. I would still wear this one, but I have others that are kind of like my go-to. This one for me has become more of a comfort perfume. I like to wear this in the fall and the winter when it's cold outside. I like to spray this on my pajamas. I like it on my sweaters. It's just delicious and soft and cozy and comforting, and I really, really enjoy it. And as you can see, because there is 20% of the bottle missing, obviously I reach for this one. I was saving the Nuit Blanche, I think, for like night times going out, but again, I have other ones that I would wear over that one. So yeah, you guys, yesterday I actually was so undecided that I ended up decluttering no other ones and only decluttering the Black Opium Extreme. However, after wearing them all yesterday, I think I've made my decision, and it's gonna go based on longevity and availability. And so the one that I'm going to let go of as well is the Nuit Blanche. I never thought I would hear myself say that, and that's the whole interesting process about when you're curating your collection, refining your collection. You will find that you will let go of things that you never thought you would, and you will find that you will keep things that you never thought you would. So I actually thought that I would probably get rid of the original, but after yesterday, after finding that the original actually lasted a little longer than this one, and realizing that this one I'm gonna have to get backup bottles, it's a little bit harder to find, and because I don't reach for this one as much, that's my deciding factor. So I am also going to be letting go of the Nuit Blanche today. So the two that I'm left with are the Illicit Green and the original, and I'm okay with that. This isn't too excessive for me. Again, the original Black Opium is one that I reach for quite a bit. I find it very comforting. I like to throw this on anytime, anywhere. I think I can also start doing the same thing with the Illicit Green. The Illicit Green is so delicious and sweet and yummy, and if I could only choose one of these right now, you guys, by the way, if I could only keep one, it would be the Illicit Green. It just has my heart. It just has my heart. But I've noticed that it is a little brighter. It's a little bit brighter and a little bit sweeter than the original. So it really just depends on what you want. Yeah, so those are the two that I am left with. I'm actually really glad that my editing software crashed on me yesterday, because otherwise I wouldn't have had the time to have tested them all side by side, because that was what ended up happening yesterday. I had all four of them on me at the same time, and that really opened my eyes to, you know, how I felt about all of them, really. So yeah, so these are the final two that are staying in my collection. So that's it for today's video, you guys. I hope that you really enjoyed. Like I said, if you haven't already, I would love if you would consider sticking around and subscribing, also heading on over and following me on Instagram. And if you are a Black Opium fan, please let me know down below which one you like, or do you not like Black Opium at all? I'm really interested to hear from you, and I will see you all very soon in my next video. Bye for now.